Not only there are many organizations that are changing the paradigm, but there's also tremendous demand from the community themselves. They want their children, including their female children, to be educated. And the female children want to go to school just like the males do.
I like to be a good teacher.
Teacher, very good.
I like to be a good daughter.
Daughter, very good. Daughter.
I like to be a good officer.
Officer? What kind
Unfortunately, the cultural constraints have kept the female child out of the system. Essentially, there is a segregation in the society, especially in the more conservative areas between male and female. So the mixing is not allowed. You know, we know the culture and we are one of them, or at least take our origin from this part of the world. We've been able to work with their norms and we have accepted their norms instead of trying to fight them. So if they want to have separate schools for girls and separate schools for boys, we accept that because our purpose is to educate both. And we're not going to take on the battle of trying to bring them into one school at this point in time, so long as they get educated.
Economic development.
Very good.
She has 3 sisters, so one of them got very sick. I think she got appendix or something, was admitted to the hospital. And even while she was on the hospital bed, she was reading books and she was preparing for her exams. And even when I think the appendix burst or something happened. But when she died, she still had a pencil in her hand. And she was trying to write something, you know.
Oh, very young, what will you leave us this time? You're only dancing on this earth for a short while. And though your dreams may toss and turn you now, there'll never be a better chance to change your mind. And if you want this world to see better days, will you carry the words of love with you? Will you ride the great white bird into heaven? And though you want to last forever, you know you never will. You know you never will.
और दूसरे आप thank you very much for going to our house, our village, and all the villagers, you are welcome here. Thank you so much.
This is actually a village development organization.
आप क्या हैं?
मैं इसमें जनरल सेक्रेटरी हूँ.
General Secretary of अच्छा.
The basic concept is that you get a community to come together, and then the community puts forward its own needs. And on the basis of those needs, you then fund them.
I think the most important part that they play is to identify the needs. They set the priorities, what they need. We don't sitting here tell them what should be provided to you.
And the partnership is where the community provided buildings for the schools and HDF provided the material for the books and supplies in the teachers training program.
This also, in terms of our services, creates what we call a community collateral, because when they see that this organization with its partners is doing a number of things for the community, that strengthens our collateral within the community.
Now, it's not necessary that you can kickstart all economies necessarily from the top. Sometimes you have to kickstart a particular economy from below.
He took a credit of 10,000 rupees. He bought 3 goats and he bred them. Now they have 6 babies. So he's thinking in another few months he will sell the original 3 goats out in the market. He thinks he may make another 2,000 rupees profit.
So when we start pouring in funds at the, say, rural level, that level, they start growing. Well, what that means is that their purchasing power is going up. And if their purchasing power is going up, they're going to demand more goods. If they're going to demand more goods, it means more middle industry. And if more middle industry grows, it means more corporate industry.
We have dispersed about $1 million US, given out to about 5,000 borrowers. Change is measured in spirit also, which is very intangible. I think that the spirit of working together, the spirit of empowerment, the spirit that you can do things on your own without government's help, I think that is, to me, the biggest impact.
The essential element for sustainability is both material and social capital. And we are trying to develop both. We are trying to improve the economic status of the community so ultimately they can support their own activities. But we are at the same time also giving them the skills that they need to manage their affairs, and that's developing the social capital that will ultimately make the program sustainable in their areas.
So the development organization is a concept where they are brought together and they're trained in community management, how to run a meeting, how to write the minutes, how to make decisions. They choose their own presidents and secretaries, and that's almost like a democratic process because every year they choose a different person. Because what we see is the concept of charity is that either you open a school, you open a health clinic or something, and then just provide services to people. But what happens is that it becomes a one-way